Hello, welcome back to the channel. Got something different for you here today. I've got a tier list of Cartoon Network shows that I watched as a kid. I'm gonna maybe do a few of these, Nickelodeon, Disney, more tier lists, different things, but I thought I'd start off nice and easy with some cartoons because I fucking love cartoons. Yeah, I just picked the ones I can remember distinctly. To start off, we've got Ed, Edd and Eddy, an absolute classic. I did love Ed, Edd and Eddy, and it's an OG one, so I feel like it has to go as an S tier. They're classic characters, hilarious, and watchable still, I reckon. And then we've got the original Teen Titans, the best Teen Titans for sure. There's obviously Teen Titans Go and then the movie adaptations and stuff like that, but Teen Titans is for sure my favourite. The original is for sure my favourite. However, it's not something I watched regularly, so for that reason, it's still class. Raven was my favourite for sure. I'll put in B tier and see where we go. Okay, next up, Cramptons. So I don't know if this is something that everyone watched as a kid. I certainly remember it after school, whack on Cartoon Network, and the Cramptons were on. The little blue cunt and his brother, and the little blue one was just a little bit of an arsehole. They just fuck around. I thought it was a really good show back in the day, so for that reason alone, I'm gonna put it in B tier because there's definitely some other ones in here that are better, but Cramptons is OG and it is fucking class. Okay, on to regular show. Now, regular show I still consistently watch.
What?
I love regular show, and I've watched every episode multiple times. It has a good ending, or an ending where you're satisfied with it. It doesn't end on a shit note. It's sad for sure. You don't want to see it end, but it's a fucking classic, and for that reason, it's a straight S tier for me. I love regular show. Moving on to Johnny Bravo. Now, Johnny Bravo is a bit of a... It's good. It's definitely... It's out there, for sure. Don't think you'd get away with some of the stuff Johnny Bravo did back in the day. Now, for sure.
Troubled teen hotline. Your boyfriend left you? So, what are you wearing?
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
But that was it, really. It was kind of just him being him, but that's what made it good. But I didn't like it enough to watch it religiously. So for that reason, C tier. And the same here, really. Powerpuff Girls, it was alright, but they're just superheroes, aren't they? Trying to save the world. It's just always something is up. I like the villain in it. He was class. He made me laugh. Yeah, there's not really much to it. Doctor's a bit weird, creating three little girls, and they're too powerful for him to handle. So, yeah, for that reason, I'm gonna give it a C tier as well. Goosebumps, okay. Goosebumps is good. Scary. Probably my first taste of horror, and it's not really horror now. If you watched it, you wouldn't be that scared, but... Well, you wouldn't at all, really. But as a child, for sure, the books were class, and it was just an adaptation on the books. But it was good. It was the first little bit of taste of horror. I've never been too far deep into horror movies or horror things, but for the time, it was good, really, I think, getting into it. The books I loved as well, so I'm going to give it B tier. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Because Teen Titans was definitely better. Okay, here we go. Jackie Chan Adventure. Now this is one of them under the radar classics. I remember collecting. Me and my brother at our old house, we would collect like these things, these symbols they used to have. Yeah, you'd collect them, you put them in like a binder. And yeah, we used to go to this shop around the corner like every week, and they'd have like the new issue out, and you'd get the like symbol thing. I don't really know what they are. I don't think we have them anymore. It'd be class if we did. But yeah, we used to collect these. We used to watch the show. It was just Jackie Chan doing Jackie Chan things, beating up pricks, but it was good. It was a good laugh, and the memories I probably have behind it is what probably makes it better. Show wise, it's not that great, but the memories for sure. I'm gonna put that in B tier as well. Oh, that's gone horrible because of the transparency. Okay, Ben 10. Now Ben 10. Everyone wanted to be Ben 10 when you were younger. You could have a fucking big ass Rolex on your wrist to turn you into an alien. You would 100% take that. So yeah, Ben 10. Everyone knows what Ben 10 is. I'm sure everyone watched Ben 10 and is an A tier for sure. Tom and Jerry. Now, Tom and Jerry is a classic. Everyone and their mothers watch Tom and Jerry. And if you haven't, you're lying. It's every episode is pretty much the same. Tom's trying to fuck up Jerry. Jerry's finding ways to fuck around with Tom. And it just goes like that in circles and circles. But it ran for years and years and years, and it probably is still running now. And it just bangs. Yeah, it's easy watching, and that's what you kind of want as a kid, isn't it? Something that you can shove your child in front of the TV and just they can watch. So yeah, for sure, A tier. Actually, nah, Tom and Jerry is timeless. S tier. Okay, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. This is a banger for sure. Yeah. Grim was, well, Mandy, she's savage.
Your mother has a job and is a respected member of the community.
No one talks about my mother that way!
But Grim and Mandy were good. Billy, I never really liked Billy. He was whiny, always snotty, and that kind of put me off. I loved the show though, and yeah, I would. It's a tough one. I did love the show, but Billy puts me off thinking about it now, and his snotty nose. I'm gonna go A tier because it is great, and we've got some bangers coming up actually. All right, Courage the Cowardly Dog, unreal. It scared the shit out of me as a child, but I would still watch it today. It's one of the best, like visuals, unreal. For the animation style of like for sure that era, I think it's an unreal animation. It was a bit fucked up, but I think that's what made it unique, and it was just very out there and very creative. And that's kind of what you want from a cartoon. So S tier all day. Boom. Dexter's Laboratory. Jesus Christ, English. Yes, Dexter's Laboratory. Fucking Dexter and his science shit. Call it whatever. But Dexter be doing science, and yeah, he's a smart motherfucker. I kind of got into it. I know it was something that was on. It was just there. It was good. Dee Dee was a bitch, but it was good. That's all there is to it. B tier for sure. Not above Teen Titans though. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Bangs. I can't remember too much of it. I know I used to love it with Blue. I just remember Blue really, and the tall basketball geezer. And then like the coconut palm tree plain looking woman. But it was deep. I've seen so many like conspiracies about it and stuff like that, but it was good, and yeah, there's not really much I can remember from it. in particular, but it for sure banged, and for that reason, A tier. Johnny Test. That was just him and his dog. Yeah, he had some sort of superpower, I believe. I can't remember Johnny Test too well. I remember watching it, but I can't remember it too well. For that reason, I'm just gonna give it a D. We need something in D, and I can't see much else that's gonna go there. Codename Kids Next Door. Yeah, great show. If you were when you're younger, if you didn't think to yourself, damn, I wish me and my friends were like the Codename Kids Next Door. We got a secret hideout, we're doing secret shit, we got big ass treehouse, and we got all these gadgets and stuff, then you're lying to yourself, because everyone wanted a kids. Look, Codename Kids Next Door. Why do they make these bloody things hard to say? A tier, 100%. Right, a classic, Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all them boys. Yeah, it's good, but Looney Tunes is good, but I'd never really got into it that much. Again, it was something that you'd just put on and sit in front of the TV and watch, but it's not something that stuck with me as a kid. I was never like a huge fan of like Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. So for that reason, I'm gonna, controversial, but I'm gonna give it a C tier. Wacky Races. Okay, I remember Wacky Races. All it did was race. It's in the name. What was his name? Dastardly Dan Dastardly or some shit. Yeah, again, it was good, but it was the same concept every week, kind of thing. Every episode was just racing, and Dastardly Dan, or whatever his name is, tried to stop the main character from winning, or the other characters. I don't know if there was a main character, or it was kind of just everyone, but it wasn't that good, I don't think. Wacky Races is going to be a D tier as well. Okay, Mucho Lucho. I remember this. This was just like a wrestling one, kind of like Rey Mysterio and his boys, just wrestling. It was alright. Something, it didn't run for long. It's not something that I'd watch all the time. It was just kind of 3 o'clock hit, you'd go home, whack on the TV, and sometimes it'd be on Cartoon Network, and you'd be like, okay, it's on, I'll watch it, but I'd much rather watch some of the other shows that are on this list, so I'm gonna give it a D tier. Oh, I said there wasn't many D tiers, but there's a few. Now I'm thinking about it. None left though. Oh, we've got 2 Tom and Jerry's and the Teen Titans Go, but we've already got the OG Teen Titans, so we'll leave them. But ScoobyDoo, where are you? ScoobyDoo, everyone knows who ScoobyDoo is. Shaggy, Scooby, and the gang catching criminals, ripping their mask off, and they would have got away for it if it wasn't for these kids, but they didn't. They never did. But ScoobyDoo is class. It's probably one of the first ones I watched as a kid, I would say, and I still watch the movies and stuff sometimes now, like for throwbacks. They're pretty good. Skull Island, that one's fucking unreal with Scrappy Doo. Yeah, I would say Scooby-Doo is one of the best out there for sure. And every episode kind of follows the same pattern, that there's something evil happening and they need to track it down and find who's behind it, but it's different every like they switch it up a bit, like same concept but they switch it up, and I think that's great. And it makes it watchable for all these years. It's been out for years and years and it's still going. Okay, on to the Clone Wars. I love Star Wars for sure. Clone Wars isn't something that I watched a few episodes when I was a kid, but I came back to it more in my teens and then now in my 20s, but it bangs. It's so good, and it gives you that lore that you need, really, from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. Kind of gives you all that lore that you need. Yeah, I think it's great. I'm gonna give it an S tier. That's an A tier. Yeah, it's time, isn't it? I only finished last year, so yeah, it went on, and it's something that I think people will watch for years and years and years, especially like fans of the Star Wars franchise. And when you're watching the movies back, you'll go to that as well to watch, I think, especially the last season, which a great season. Yeah, they done it justice for sure. Steven Universe, yeah, it's good. There's not really much else to it other than it's easy watching, it's good, it's funny, the character development's a class, characters are class. It's an all-round good show, so I'm gonna whack it in the middle there. Okay, Flintstones. Yeah, it's alright. It's an OG, like a real OG. I feel bad putting it in detail. I never really got into it. I never really liked it that much. It's very average, especially to some of these other ones. But it's an OG, so I can't put it in D. So I'm gonna have to give it a C because I think, yeah, it's a classic. Yu-Gi-Oh is great. Everyone loves Yu-Gi-Oh. Always used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day. I still collect some nowadays, not as much. I'm more onto like Pokemon and Dragon Ball, but I've opened a couple of booster boxes the last few months. It's great, but when you were younger, getting the Blue Eyes White Dragon, you know that like everyone had a Blue Eyes White Dragon, or if you didn't, you were trying to trade for that Blue Eyes White Dragon. Everyone wanted that, and it was, yeah, top notch. I wish I still had like my OG Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but my mum threw them out years and years ago when we moved house. So yeah, hang on to your cards, kids. But Yu-Gi-Oh is class. It's an A tier for me, 100%. It got me into the show was good and banged, but also when you're collecting the cards and you have the cards, it adds a different element to it for sure. It gives it that extra bit of watchability, for sure. So yeah, A tier for sure. I said for sure a lot. Okay. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Unreal show. I think it's fucking great. It's weird, it's kooky, it's crazy. Flapjack's annoying as fuck, but it's funny, and it's like watching a train wreck. You don't want to take your eyes off it. I think it's bloody great, but it can get annoying. Flapjack can get annoying with his squeaky voice and screaming and crying.
Yow, wow, wow! Zow! 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 Yow, wow, wow!
But I do love it, so I'm going to give it an A tier because, yeah, it was something that I watched. And we'll rewatch a couple of episodes for sure. Yeah, it's a weird concept, but it's original for sure. And that's what makes it, I think, so crazy. Okay, moving on to Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack is undefeated. It's so good. I loved Samurai Jack growing up, and I was gutted with how it was left. And then Adult Swim bought it back, and they've done an amazing job with it. I think Samurai Jack is so good. I can't watch it enough. I'll rewatch it because yeah, I think it's just one of them. Especially when I was younger, I thought this guy's so cool. He's slicing fucking people up. He's battling dragons and stuff like that. And I think, yeah, I thought Samurai Jack was so awesome back in my day. So I'm giving it an S tier. It's one of them for me. It's 100%. All right, moving on. Dragon Ball Z. I think Dragon Ball Z is probably my favorite anime up there with Naruto, but Dragon Ball Z introduced me to anime for sure. I remember back in the day, Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, me and my brother would sit in front of the TV, whack on Cartoon Network, Dragon Ball Z would be on, and I have a distinct memory in my head of sitting in front of the TV watching Goku versus Vegeta on Planet Namek, and that's always stuck with me forever. Like even 2 years ago, I was talking to my brother about it and said about that, and he said, yeah, I remember that as well. So it's crazy how it sticks with you, or you have like the same memories of it. But yeah, I watch it all the time. Dragon Ball Super, obviously, I watch now. But I rewatched Dragon Ball Z a couple of years back. There's so many episodes. There's a lot of filler, I'm not gonna lie, but the fighting's great, and it got me into anime. So for that reason, it's an easy S tier, 100% S tier. Okay, The Amazing World of Gumball, another undefeated show. Yeah, hilarious. There's so many jokes in it that as a child or teenager you might not understand, but when I rewatch it now, and I still do, it's very tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, if you're an adult watching that, like, okay, the kid might not understand, but it has like a double entendre or something like that.
If you reinflate, you can have a shot with Masami.
I don't think I have the strength to inflate. Thanks, Gumball.
Whatever, man.
And yeah, I think it's amazing. Gumball is a class show. I just wish it hadn't ended. Really, I could have done with a lot more of it, but yeah, giving that an S tier. Alright, Pokemon. Channel's called Cloud Pokemon. Do I really need to say any more? I collect Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Or I have for years and years and years. Used to collect them as a kid. Yeah, there's not really much explanation needed for Pokemon. My channel's called Cloud Pokemon, so of course. And then on to the last one, because we already have these two. Adventure Time. Adventure Time is my hands down favourite cartoon of all time. Yeah, when I was younger, for sure, even in my teens, even now, I watch it literally all the time. But I just used to watch it constantly, and it's just like, if I think back to my teenage years and like, yeah, late childhood, teenage years, yeah, it was always there. I always watched it. I'd go home, I'd watch it. I'd like have my friends round. They'd go home. I'd stick it on at night. Always watching Adventure Time. And yeah, it's got so many episodes that you can watch it from start to finish for ages. I'm rewatching it now at the moment, and yeah, I can't get enough of it, really. I love Adventure Time. I love Finn. I love Jake, Princess Bubblegum. I love all the characters. They're class. Every single character is class. For that reason, it's S tier. I'm going to put it at the top of that S tier. Okay, that's my tier list done. Let me know if you would have changed things around, or where you think I might have put things in the wrong place. I would love to see your tier lists of the same. I've made it in this place called Tier Maker, and I'll share it. It's called Cartoon Network OG Tier List. But yeah, it's my first ever tier list. I'm just giving it a go, really. I just want to share with you guys some bits and pieces about me. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the like, all that good stuff. It'd mean a lot. And yeah, more tier lists to come. Not going to stop doing box breaks and opening stuff on the channel. That's still going to come. It's just every now and again I'll do something a little bit different to switch it up a bit, so it's not the same, and save my wallet some money as well. So yeah, thanks guys, take care, peace.